You know that feeling, right? The sky gets all dark and moody, you hear those first taps of rain on the window, and pretty soon it's just pouring down. But you're inside. Maybe you've got a hot cup of coffee and you just feel, well, cozy, safe. It's this universal feeling of comfort. But have you ever really stopped to ask why? Why does that feel so good? Well, it turns out the answer is literally hardwired into our brains, and it's a pretty amazing story.
So yeah, that's the big question, isn't it? Why on earth does a gloomy, stormy day outside make us feel so incredibly good on the inside? It almost feels like our brain is throwing us a little reward, a dopamine party, just for being there. And honestly, that's not too far off from what's actually happening. The secret lies where our ancient survival instincts meet our modern-day comfort. Okay, so the first big clue in solving this whole mystery has a name. It's a concept that scientists call refuge appeal. And believe me, it is a fundamental part of what makes us tick as humans. So what exactly is refuge appeal? Well, think of it as this built-in, gut-level pull we have towards places that feel safe and secure. You know, a cozy corner, a seat by the window, or just your home in general. But here's the thing. It's not just about having a roof over your head, it's about feeling protected while still being able to see what's going on outside. Kind of like an animal peeking out of its den. It's a really powerful primal instinct, but it's only half of the story. The second clue brings in another really cool psychological idea, the power of contrast. See, our feelings are rarely absolute. A lot of the time, how we feel is shaped by what's happening right around us, and what's going on outside that window is every bit as important as what's happening inside. This is what's known as contrast effect comfort. It's kind of like how a mug of hot chocolate tastes way, way better when it's freezing cold outside. The whole idea is that the warmth and safety you're feeling right now is amplified. It feels even better because your brain is totally aware of the cold, wild storm that's happening just a few feet away. That contrast is everything. And here is where it all snaps into focus. Your brain is constantly making this split-second comparison. Outside, you've got the storm, you've got chaos, you've got what feels like a threat. But inside, you've got shelter, you've got calm, and you've got confirmed safety. This super stark contrast, well, that's the secret ingredient to that cozy feeling. Okay, so we have refuge appeal on one hand and the contrast effect on the other. But what's the glue that holds these two powerful feelings together? Well, the answer takes us way back. I mean way back to the oldest part of our mind, our caveman brain. And this quote just hits the nail on the head. I mean, think about it for a second. For our earliest ancestors, finding a dry, safe cave during a violent storm wasn't just a nice to have, it was the difference between life and death. So our brains evolved to give us a little reward, a hit of feel-good chemicals for doing that smart, life-saving thing. And guess what? That ancient software is still running on our hardware today. So it all boils down to this really simple but incredibly powerful 3-step process that's happening in your head. Step 1, your brain perceives a potential threat, that raging storm outside. Step 2, it immediately confirms your safety. Hey, you're warm, you're secure. And then step 3, boom, your brain's reward system kicks in, basically saying, hey, good job surviving, and it floods you with comfort chemicals like dopamine and serotonin. And that is the cozy feeling. So here it is, the big takeaway. It's not the rain itself that's cozy, it's the contrast. It's the fact that the danger outside is only perceived. We know deep down that we're perfectly safe. This allows us to get all the amazing psychological rewards of finding shelter, but without any of the actual, life-threatening danger. It's the ultimate survival instinct life hack. And look, this isn't just a fun little fact about why we like rainy days. Understanding this deep, ancient instinct, it can actually tell us a whole lot about what we look for in our modern lives to feel safe, secure, and comfortable. So, let's just wrap this all up. That incredible, warm, cozy feeling you get on a rainy day, it's not just in your head, it's in your history. It is a deep-seated psychological reward, basically a high five from your inner caveman for a job well done. It's that little bit of magic that happens when the primal call of refuge appeal gets supercharged by the powerful comfort of contrast. And that leaves us with one last thing to think about. If a literal rainstorm can trigger this ancient feeling, what other kinds of storms in our modern lives, a crazy day at work, a stressful news cycle, make us want to seek out our own kind of refuge? Really think about it. What's your modern day cave?